What did you determine in the exam?
Haven't done it yet.
Good.
We're just getting impressions.
I like it.
Yeah, he did his own lower.
Waiting for the doctor, so he went ahead and did his own lower. Tough.
I heart it.
Faster to say.
Sexy little prep your own piece.
Yeah. I know,
That's not so
I'm
bad,
getting
but
distracted.
that's not so bad when you give yourself anesthetic. That gets a little dicey.
The anesthetic's one thing, the prep's the other.
Yeah, no. No. I think giving yourself anesthetics is more acceptable. Prepping your own teeth? Oh, I don't know.
Do you guys use a topical or do you use injections or not?
No, I don't use topical.
I don't need it, but I give it just for placebo effect. I tell the patients, you know.
I never use it, no need.
Yeah, I don't.
If you
need
pull
it.
tissue through the needle, I never feel it. So you pull the tissue
Right.
back, pull the
Right.
needle, pop the tissue through it,
And go slow. And go slow.
yeah, just,
Have them
Inject it,
close
yeah.
and it distracts the brain a little, just for a split second.
And some still feel it, and a lot of them don't.
every once in a while, but not very often.
Just the attorneys feel it, feel it?
Excuse me?
Just
Yeah,
the
the
attorney
attorneys,
feel it?
yeah. And all my mistresses, a lot of them.
I should send y'all a recent email that I got, more for males than for females.
If you find it funny, I want it.
Let's
Just
see.
relax your cheeks. Relax. Close enough to just don't touch the tray.
So if you were to muscle trim, show us the motion.
Muscle trim, well, I put it in. I just take I get nothing tray off, and I just hold the tray steady, and I just muscle trim, real lightly. Muscle trim real lightly. Keep it, don't touch the tray, but suck on my finger.
Okay.
That's it. There you are. That's muscle, that's trim.
So that you do that muscle, I never do that last part. Yeah.
I
Well,
have to
that
do
trims all this way in the posterior.
Yeah.
Really? I thought I knew everything.
Aren't you glad I asked the question?
Nope.
I don't do it for these things, but I do it for the denture.
Sure.
You know.
I've never done it.
And I went down to UW to see Coy's. He was teaching down there half a day, and he wanted me. I called him. I had the act. I told him I had the act, and I wanted to show it to him. This was several years ago. Oh, he says, no, that sounds interesting. Come down to you and show that to me. You know? I'll be down there Thursday afternoon. So I went down there. So I walked in, and he's all right, guys. Gather around this guy. He's got this thing to show you. It's going to be pretty good. so I got about 10 or 15 graduate guys from prosthodontics in there. And I told them all about it. They got all excited. And then opened, and then
Just
when I
one.
got through, he picked up my model, and see that's separated.
You ever spray the tray, or you never found the need to do it?
I hate those trays.
Yeah, I don't need it, but that's okay. We got the notch there, and we got the notch there, and it's back in, so it's good. So
It was good until you made me suck your finger.
Yeah.
That's why you don't ever do that, Bill.
Well,
Especially not in mixed company.
it was good for him, but it wasn't that good for you.
So Coy's picked up that impression. He looked at it and he says, "You always take your impressions like this? They look like this?" I looked at him and I thought, well, as far as I know, I mean, that's the way we always take impressions. He says, "I'd be interested in showing us how to do that. None of these guys can take an impression like that." Right in front of these guys. You know.
All the hotshot graduates.
Yeah, really. The ones that gotta look down on general dentists for the rest of their career.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Monkey work.
Yeah.
Monkey
So
work.
that was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, uncross your legs and put your arm up there. And then arm test you first. And keep your teeth apart a little bit. And hold your arm. Bite your teeth together. Keep it turned. And hold your arm. Will you hold your arm?
I was trying.
Hold your arm again. Nice and hard. Yeah, there's nothing there.
So he's not as bad as somebody else might be. He had a little strength left.
He's a strong guy.
So,
I don't think that did you conclude that? You didn't assess because it was harder to push or that they had less of a problem yet, did you? Have you?
push just like I do all the
Yeah.
testing, yeah.
Yeah, but on someone like Carmen, you're gonna not need nearly as much.
Oh, no, but I'm used to trying to use the same
Same
strength both
loading,
times. Yeah,
same
same
loading.
loading with my pushing. And, I do that with kids, 6, 7 years old, like that. 6, 7 years old. I put your arm up there, and, turn your thumb down. And hold your arm. See, I'm really cranking on it. You've got just a little bit, okay? A little bit of leeway in there.
So do you do the vertical first before you try to do the AP?
Yeah, I just do, yeah. Only when I know they got an AP problem, I have them slide a little bit. I'm not sure.
So you tear off the sticky part of the paper?
It doesn't matter which part. Just make it wide enough for their mouth. I put 2 more layers in here. And like that. Put your arm in there. Turn your arm. Hold your arm. See, now you didn't get it all. Okay.
How many layers did you start with? About
Well,
3 or
I
4?
rolled up 2 of them, and now I added 2 to it. Now, another way of testing is, you see how much freeway space they have? You know, I'll take people and we want to know how high. A lot of times I'll do this once I've got the appliance made. But I want to know whether at the top or the bottom of their freeway space. So, as you go beyond their freeway space, then they get weak again. Okay. So now I'm going to add this, put this up a little higher. Like that. And put your arm up here. Turn your thumb down. Hold your arm again. Now he's getting weak. Okay, so, you go up this much, and he loses it. So that's another maybe 0.5 or 0.6 millimeters, and he loses it. The freeway space is usually about 2 millimeters. So we're in the middle of his freeway space, or a little above it. Because everybody's got a freeway space in there where they're going to be strong.
So you'd rather get to the maximum of the freeway space?
Yeah, so now I
Right.
go up 2 more. In other words, I'll go up 2 more and test it and see if he still stays strong. We know we're at he's strong. We go 2 more now. Put your arm up there. And turn your thumb down. Now hold your arm. Now you see, now we're right at the top of this freeway space, we're in the top part, so now we know we're doing real good. We're not at the bottom, so he can wear this for a while, and we'll go down a little bit, and he'll still stay strong.
So you took off a couple from the last time where we
Yeah.
we went a
I
little
went
weaker.
way up, and he got weak, so now I took a little bit off of those.
Uh-huh.
I can keep adding them until I know exactly where he goes weak, and I'll know right where he's at in his freeway space there.
So what will this do for his golf game?
This will be good for his golf game. He'll beat you now. Give me a hand.
Be
This way.
well, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, just relax your arms, nice and relaxed. Just leave them floppy. Just let them go floppy. Well, there he is right there. Okay, open. We'll take this out. Bite your teeth together. Give me your hands again. And just relax them again. Nice and just bring them back. Where he is. So he was here, now he's here. In other words, he doesn't have to be in the middle. You look at him at his starting point. Give me your hands again, stay open. Stay open. And they oftentimes aren't. They got so much torsion in their body, just relax. Nice and relaxed. Got so much torsion, got too much torsion in his body. See, he's short right there. Bite down. Relax. Now I bring him up, and he's right there. So he went from here to here. Okay. So we know where his starting point is. Now, we know he went. Yeah. So we know he's not going to be right on when we originally tested. We got 2 minutes. So now we want to, does this affect his, we can 2-point anywhere in the body. So now he's closed, we know he switches, now we hit the joint. And we test him again now. Oh, then he goes back here. So that's 2 points. So now we know his bite is beating up his joint. It's called 2-pointing.
Because he went back to the same place that he went when his teeth were closed.
Yeah, you're just turning the switch on and off.
Now, are you asking, one of the questions he had earlier was, you're touching, you 2-point that, you touch that, and then are you asking the question?
No, I didn't ask, I just 2-pointed.
Are you asking yourself the question? You're asking his body the question quietly, or you just 2-point, just do it and just do it?
I'm just 2-pointing, I'm not trying to think.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a connection between when his teeth are meeting and what's happening in his jaw joints. Are they beating up his jaw joints?
Can you do that again?
Okay, so he's biting down, give him your hands again. And relax your arms, nice and relaxed. And he comes up like this. Okay.
You're looking at his thumb, tip of his thumb, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm hitting him right here, and I'm seeing that he switch. And I bring him back, and I just let him go where he wants to. Now he comes back, his thumbs went from here to here.
He's still biting down?
And he's still biting out, so he's switching. Now you can test materials, you can test crowns, metal crowns or whatever, open. You got metal on that second molar, okay? So now just stay open, and I'm gonna hit that second molar, give me your hands. Okay, and I'm gonna see where he goes. Okay, goes
Not
right
too
there
bad.
even with his second molar. Okay, now we're gonna open. We're gonna do the second molar. I'm gonna go down here to his pancreas point. And just relax. Yeah, he switches up here.
Switches means it's related. There's an influence.
There's an influence on his pancreas. I'll go back just to test the molar. Okay, now he's back here, going there to there, and he goes there to there, there to there.
That's too
Now, that's 2-pointing. So let's just say we test his tooth. I'll show you where he comes out with his tooth. Okay, he's there now. And he's not touching. So we've tested him enough, his system's starting to respond, so now he's coming back even when he's not touching. So now we go back and we test the tooth. Open. Stay open. Test the tooth. Okay, he switches. So now we'll say, before we switch back and we hit his pancreas, let's see, we'll just test the liver and gallbladder here. And see where that goes. Yeah, see, he stays the same there. But let's test the tooth. Gallbladder, and the pancreas. See what happens there. Just for that. Definite switch from there to there. So it's got some influence, that gold that he's got on that second molar, which is the pancreas tooth, is influencing his pancreas. I don't know if he has any chronic fatigue or anything like that. Tired at the end of the day and stuff like that.
Can you have the patients touch, like, their breast or their own low back or whatever it is?
I usually have my assistant do that.
Okay. But you don't ask the patient, say, okay, where do you hurt? Let's find out if your back is related.
Yeah, I'll find out what hurts, then I have my assistant do that while I
Oh,
touch
I
it.
see.
See if the bite's affecting it. Like I had a gal the other day, she had first molar extractions, first bite extractions, ortho when she was a kid, and then she was having so much neck and back problems and joint problems that they redid her ortho when she was an adult, and ever since she was a kid, she's been bad. When they redid the ortho, she was worse. And everything crowded up again here, so they just uncrowded it again. You know. So then she came in, and I looked at her and she said, "Bye." I said, "You have neck problems or like that?" She was just in for an exam. She said, "Oh, yeah, all the time." I said, "Looks like you had orthodontics done all twice." And I said, "Well, does this hurt in here?" She says, "Yeah." So I said, "Okay, give me your hands." And I took her hands and I brought them out. Here they were. And I went in like this. And I took her hands up and she was like this. You know. I said, "Do you know that your bite's affecting all these muscles?" She said, "How does that work?" And I said, "Well, give me your arm." So I took her arm, had her open her bite, you know. Then I had her close her bite, and she went zoom. And then I had her close bite, and I just went like this, and she was like a rock. So in her bite, she was weak. As soon as I two-pointed her bite to those neck muscles, she was like a rock. And so I said, "Well," I said, "you're just in here for a dental exam, but your major problem is not your teeth. You got beautiful teeth. Your major problem is that your neck and back and all this have given you trouble all your life because of the way they finish you orthodontically." She said, "I got to think about that." I got out charged and shoulders dealing with the joint and all that. So she can go home and think about what she wants done.
Because she's been through ortho before, so she's got to
Yeah.
think.
I said, "We're not going to do ortho again." I said, "But you may have to have all your lower teeth built up or something. We have to go do appliances first."
But can you have, I mean, is it invalid for the patient to like touch their own
Touch it.
tooth or?
I don't know, I've never done it that way. I don't know if it is or not.
Yeah, that's all I want to know, because some areas are sensitive or whatever.
There's another thing you can do for patients. This is part of, have you been to neurolinking courses? Called neurolinking by Phillips. Okay, he does a system where he tells the brain to take care of a problem that has been ignored. There's been a problem somewhere in the body, and it's been such a problem the body has to function, so the body turns it off and ignores it to keep the rest of the body running. And so you can test people kinesiologically and find out where that problem is and tell the brain to take care of it. So uncross your leg. Somebody want to
Are you
test it?
right-handed or left-handed? Right-handed. Crosses his left hand.
Yeah. Somebody else tested, muscle testing. Muscle testing, put it, get his arm up there.
Okay.
Is Shirley still here?
Yeah.
Hold on, just hang on. I'm getting the facts right now. On my phone.
You put your arm up.
Okay, arm up.
Muscle, you got
Arm up, come
One
forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hold it.
Okay.
Keep your mouth
Hold.
open.
Hold. Okay, and slow. Yeah.
Okay. Listen now.
Hold.
He's so strong.
Mhm.
Okay. So he doesn't have much geographic stress. If you test him,
What-
when you hold your arms right here and he goes weak, he's got a lot of geographic expression running through his head, and you can get rid of that.
Okay.
How? How do you get rid of it?
How do you get rid of it? You stand behind him hold it like this for 30 seconds and then retest them. And they'll go strong. And that's geopathic stress syndrome related according to Phillips. They really can't deal with anything if they've got a lot of geopathic stress affecting the brain.
Can you hold that and hold your hand position?
So you don't touch the head, about an inch from the head, right over the square the suture here.
Okay.
And there's a whole system, 28 tests you go through the body and find out if they got a viral infection, where it's at, if they got a bacterial infection, where that's at.
Huh.
You know, if the right brain and left brain are coordinated with one another, talking to one another, not, you know.
Which Phillips?
Phillips.
Huh?
Doug.
Phillips is his
Not
name.
Doug.
No.
No.
He's an osteopath from New Zealand. His name is Phillips. And he does this. And I went through his course maybe 4 times, I think. Keeps revising it. I haven't been there for quite a while now, but
Is this the neurolinking?
it's called the Neuralink. Have you been to the Neuralink?
I'm sure people.
Can I find him online, like?
You probably
Neuralink,
can.
yeah.
Look up Neuralink, yeah. Neuralink, yeah. Okay. So we know you've got a primary problem here.
How long do you hold your hand over there? A minute, did you say?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
The person holding the arms, holding their head should be a pretty high energy person. So he's pretty level right there. I think with appliance and him, it's all up in the upper body. Do you get chiropractic or anything like that?
Acupuncture, chiropractic.
Yeah.
Everything.
So they got
Massage.
that part. They got all this part, so it's pretty good.
Just below the waist, but actually it's my, that's why I asked about Shirley, but it's the, my left butt.
Yeah,
Cheek is always numb.
yeah,
It's like totally turned off.
yeah,
It kind of burns all the time.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see put appliance in what happens to that.
But he has a neck, head tilt this way.
Yeah. You gotta
It's
roll.
not surprising.
He's got a big roll in his head, so
Yeah. Big
his
yaw.
his atlas isn't in the right place.
So when he does
Probably right.
dentistry, he's sitting on that left.
You're feeling right here, and you can feel this prominence, and you can't feel this one. So you know, the atlas usually shifts to the side of the roll.
Atlas shifts to the side of.
Side of the roll. See, this is the roll this way. And when they're rolled that way, the atlas will shift to that side of the roll to try and balance the body. If it shifts the other way, then his head's gonna fall off. So the atlas will shift to the roll, see? And then the space left over here by the atlas on this side, C2 will rotate into that space. So now they got an atlas access problem,
Yeah.
you know. Then they got a lumbar problem. And the lumbar problem is probably why his cheek down there is numb all the time.
And he needs, so you're gonna make him, because he doesn't have extreme pain like Joseph did,
Yeah.
you'd make him a hard appliance?
No,
Start with?
I put him in diagnostics to start with.
And why? Just because?
It's the sweetest symptoms. I think muscles respond better to the diagnostic appliance, which is soft and they can't get into a clinching system on it. Almost all people, some don't. If you get a real tense person, I mean just a real tense person that can't relax, they're not gonna do well with a soft appliance. Because they wanna get into it and it's gonna move around and then it's gonna make them do it worse. So then you go into a hard appliance for them. They'll do better with that, get their vertical getting level with a hard appliance.
So can you AK that ahead of the time?
Yeah,
Like,
just
how
like
can you tell if somebody's too tense for a soft
Just
appliance?
trying to muscle test them, looking at
Yeah.
them, and if you look at their eyes, you look at their eyes, one thing I always check, I didn't go through this time, but I always check the eye, I look at the pupil and the autonomic nerve sheath. You look at the pupil, right around the pupil, and then you got the autonomic nerve sheath, and then you got the rest of the retina of the eye. The retina of the eye should be, like if they got blue eyes, the stuff inside the autonomic nerve sheath, right next to the pupil, is the digestive tract. And it should be the same color as the retinal color, but a little darker. If it's brown, they got a junked up digestive system. You gotta go home and clean your digestive system. You're really not gonna get well till you clean up your digestive system. You gotta start eating real food, you gotta do some cleansing, whatever you need to do to get your digestive system cleaned up, because you're really not gonna do well unless you do that.
So same color or shade darker?
Yeah, so, yeah. And then if you look out in the iris of the eye, and there's little concentric rings through the iris of the eye during their extreme stress, those are the people, I don't know how good you're gonna do, you know. If their eye is pretty clear and they don't have a lot of lesions in the iris of the eye, you say, oh gee, you're really a strong person, I look at them and I say, you know, you should probably respond to treatment pretty good. Look up on his eye.
What do you see?
See the outer color of the eye? What's the color right around the pupil? Yeah, a little brown, not dark brown, but brown. So he's got his digestive system a little junked up, but not real severe.
Okay.
You usually have to clean it up. Okay, now if you see a real brown area around the pupil, and then you get brown streaks going out into the iris of the eye, those are the areas of the digestive system is toxifying his body. Then if you get an iridology chart, you can look and see where it is if you want to. I just use this as a screening. You know, I treat a lot of old people, so I pull up the eye and I look. You see the outer edge of the iris? It's a little dark. If you got an old person in a chair and it disappears up at the top, you're a cardiac patient.
What disappears? The ring?
The ring,
The outer
it just fades out up there. And if it fades out, then about a millimeter or two above that, they got a little halo, you know, a little like a rainbow up there. You're right, you know, a heart attack is imminent. You want to treat these people with kid gloves. You don't do anything you don't have to. You get them into the cardiologist or the doctor or whatever, and you don't use anesthetic with epinephrine, you're going to give them a heart attack. You're not going to get them excited in the chair. You can treat them with kid gloves because you don't want them to die in your office.
Sounds like you're looking at just.
Do you do that at both eyes, or do you do
Just
that to one eye?
just one, just one. Now you got lacunae, which are the scars in the eye where they've been injured. Then you can look at both eyes if you want to. Yeah. Well, I like to know how strong is the integral strength of the patient. The spokes going out in the iris of the eye should be nice and straight. If you see big white areas, they're called lacunae that kind of look like this. They come down, then they spread out, and then they go back up. The little blotches all through the iris of the eye. That they have a lot of. They're either born with weakness or they have a lot of injury in the body. Those kind of people don't respond as well as you like them to. They're going to respond slower. Okay? But if they've got a nice clear eye and the spokes are really clear and the digestive system isn't junked up, I know the major problem is right here. And they're going to think me, I'm a miracle man. They're going to love me. You know? The other people, well, it's going to be a little long. You give them some advice and try to bring them along.
Where do I go find a concise summary of this iridology?
You look up iridology on the internet. There's good books on it. You know. Just get one and start reading it. And I just use it as a general screening. I'm not trying to heal people.
Right.
A lot of hospitals over in Europe, if you go in for medical care, the first thing they do is take a picture of your iris.
Right.
And they diagnose your body from your iris. That's your problem. They can do your problem. And I've got just a little book like so about that thick, and I just come to it and look at, you know, every once in a while, refresh my mind to what goes on, you know. We can get a big atlas if you want to get into it. I just use it for screening, just so I know.
That's still helpful to know.
I want to know who this patient is. And it's just a general idea how hard it's going to be to treat him.
Do we have it? We got to get his bite still. We do his
gotta
bite.
get
This
bite,
is.
yeah. Here it is. Okay.
So Runar, I have a question. Last time you looked at me, you said, okay, that number 12 in the upper left bicuspid was from ortho. It was like really kind of soft and spongy, kind of sticking out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Back down. Yeah. On the lingual, you got a lingual interference on it, yeah.
And so what my question was about it is that tooth, because that's the tooth I touched first, is that tooth my problem tooth, or is it everything else is the problem and that's the good one?
I don't know. We put you in a appliance and see what happens. Where you go. If you're in you made an appliance for yourself?
Yeah.
No. Put yourself in a diagnostic appliance and then get somebody to check your bite. Just relax your jaw. Just check your bite. You hit right there, right?
On 12?
That where you hit?
On that too?
When you don't bite. Just let me close it for you. Is that where you're hitting? Just right there. Well, I would put you in a diagnostic appliance, let all the muscles relax, then tap you in and adjust that out. And then later on, if you have to be rebuilt or anything like that, at least you're level, because the appliance is going to give you the vertigo you need. And when you take it out, you just don't want to hit on that one too. So you know how to relax your jaw pretty good. So just, I'm going to put this on here. Okay, just relax, nice and relax. We'll see, he says that's the only thing that hits. The way you adjust the appliances, you do it that way, and he'll tell you where they hit.
I just wanted to see
After we
yourself
get,
laying there.
after we get your appliance in, and let you wear it for a while, then you walk around. 'Cause
Okay.
the muscles respond real fast. That we might do a little adjustment on that bicuspid area.
Are we getting the teeth?
Oops, here we go. I adjust bites, especially on hard appliances, and I have the patient walk around the office and then sit down, then I have to readjust it. Everything switches. And what is it when you put an appliance in there, and then one leg's an inch short, and you put an appliance in and tell them bite once? You can't bite more than once, just bite your teeth the other once, and you go back and your legs are even. How fast of a muscle response is that?
Oh, when he stands up a little
And
bit.
I've seen that many times. So you're adjusting the appliance, you get up, tell them to walk around, sit back in the chair, adjust it, get up, walk around, get back, sit back in the chair and adjust it.
Which is better adjusting appliance that often than trying to do that with their own teeth.
Oh, you get into real trouble if you don't know where you're going with the teeth.
Ooh.
I've got several people that have those teeth over adjusted and they're nuts,
I always
they
look
go
like that
nuts.
if I have Mexican food.
They weren't,
White stuff all over my face.
see, they were in this occlusion and they not weren't necessarily vertical problems, they had occlusal problems. And then somebody starts adjusting and closes their vertical, those people go nuts. Now, if a person's got a lost vertical and all their problems and you do a little bit of bouncing interference, they're not gonna go nuts, they're gonna stay what they are, or maybe just a little tiny bit better. Okay, but if their vertical's right, you start adjusting the occlusion, you close them down just a little bit, they're not gonna like you.
I still have that scar.
Yeah.
That's what-
You
after
see
I
that
had-
scar? You see that scar injected?
I had it done, Trowbridge did it.
Do you?
After I had that, I think that's when all my bike changed and everything. You remember when that happened?
Put your arm over there. Hold your arm. Hold your arm.
Just stress that.
Yeah, look at that. Put your arm down. Put your arm up. Hold your arm. Hold your arm. Hold your arm good. Nothing there. See, it needs to be injected again. Yeah, this needs to be injected. You got any pure protein around, any ozone around here?
No, not oxygenated. No.
Yeah, if we had some good ozone, we just slow it down. Any testing would be
There's
good.
some snake oil.
So do you you don't use local anesthetic first? I heard you telling somebody earlier. You don't find that that's
Well, if I did the scar with ozone, I would do a little, I'd numb it first, but the best thing to do for that would be just to get some pure protein, you know,
yes.
and just go underneath there.
I gotta get that and get some pure some
I used to
epinephrine
do-
free
I used to do
marking.
scars everywhere. And I figure sooner or later I'm gonna get in trouble. So I don't do them
Like
anymore.
3 cc's of that, and you give it a little block for money.
Four.
Well, I had that stitched up without anesthetic, so
Yeah, well, you could probably,
It's like, well, it's 2
No.
Two
cartridges.
copies, not that much.
it's just that when I
One
severed
point.
the temporal artery
yeah.
Oh,
up in there,
You did?
wow.
yeah. And I put my thumb on it inside my scalp,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what saved my life.
Oh, yo.
Because I fell down and it tore all the skin and the hair and everything all off like that.
Oh,
Well, you
yo.
gotta get some of the energy out of that scar.
Yeah, I still have that energy
Yeah.
problem, if you know what I mean.
Just get protein and just rub it every day with the protein.
And
And also-
after you get the
we do one-
injection, get a cranial catheter later, his hands on it. That will stay a lot better.
Well, I've tried to get Trowbridge to do that, but they won't do that.
You know, you can rub
Compton's on that.
wheat germ
Wheat germ,
on it
He said he is
every
cranial
day
sacral.
for 30 days.
Let's do this.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Now stand up
Rub
for a minute.
wheat germ oil on it every day for 30 days.
We'll see if we can tell the
And
brain
then
to
the other
correct
thing
that.
is that, Clean Heart says.
Come on over
you
here.
know,
Okay. Put your face this way.
Face.
Put your arm, yeah, just like that. Put your arm straight up. Yeah, hold your arm. Like the coccyx, it's right there. Okay. Sit down.
And you get a good reading if you're touching back there, I don't know.
We're gonna do this. We already know that this is pretty clear if we this way. So now, put your arm up there. Hold. See? Okay, so now we touch that, and we tell his brain to correct it. Okay. Hold. His brain got the message. Now we'll test him later and see if the message helped.
mhm.
And so that's what Neuralinking does. Did you see the difference?
Oh, yeah.
You
Do
said
it
that-
again, of what did you
What's
do
it called
with
again?
Neurolinking, have the brain heal.
I pointed out this scar that was, which was a problem.
Yeah.
When we originally tested, the brain said, I'm not dealing with that thing.
Mhm.
I got other things to handle in the body.
Okay.
So then we took the scar and did that.
Oh, tap that.
These are your sensory inputs to the brain right here over the squamous suture.
Mhm.
You just tap it while you're holding that thing, and that's pointing it out to the brain and saying, you can't ignore this anymore. And then we
This is-
tested to see if the brain got the message. And he went strong, so we know the brain got the message. Now we gotta see how often we have to do that to keep that thing from being his problem.
So first you have to brush this thing.
That's just pointing
And
it out
then you
to the
just
brain.
tap that.
Yeah, you brush it, and you brush it and you tap it, that tells the brain. to
And then
tap
you
it.
retest.
Then you retest.
Where are you tapping?
Right back here, over the top of the ears and the sensory, this is where your sensory input to the brain is, squamous suture back there, the back of it. And it just focuses that message into the brain. Okay. And it works. I tell people, well, it's either gonna work or it's a lot of fun doing it. You know, and some people, they said, they get up and they say, oh my goodness, I've never felt like this. And other people say, well, I don't feel any different. I had an assistant, I left town for a course, and the day I left, my assistant got this horrible burn right here, right at the sternum. And it was so bad, she won't go to a doctor. She won't let me treat her. But it got so bad, she was about to pass out from the pain. She went into the emergency in the hospital, and they gave her Demerol, and she said it didn't even cut it. She was that way. 3 days later, I came home, and we had to have a staff breakfast up at our house, and she was sitting over the chair, and I said, what's wrong? Well, I can't eat breakfast. I said, why? I got too much pain. I said, well, let's take care of it. So I cleared her system, went in, tapped that out. Oh, she said the pain went away. She got up and had breakfast. I mean, you get things like that happen, you say, what? What is this?
So what do you
But the
mean?
brain's the master computer, it's controlling everything. And if you get the master computer doing stuff that it doesn't want to do, or that you point out that it's got to do, it starts correcting the body.
Sure.
Okay?
So how did you
and the
clear
fir-
her system?
This is, I went to the top of the C1 and L5 down here and tested them to see if the system was clear enough to test. If the system isn't clear enough to test, then you gotta tap those out. The body takes care of those first. He's had enough chiropractic care that those things weren't bugging him. Most people it does. But tap those out first and clear a system, then you can test them, otherwise you really can't test it. And then the next thing you do, you always clear out geopathic stress, because the brain won't respond if they got geopathic stress. So you do those two things first, then you can go through the body and just, if you want to find out if they've got internal organ problem, are we ready to go back and make models here?
Yes.
Yeah. Geopathic stress and what else? Clear
Clear internal organs. You know,
Oh,
in
okay.
Chinese medicine, you know, it's here in your wrist, it's 3 light and 3 deep impulses right there. Okay, and then the 4th one is up here in the palm. Okay. So what you can do is have them put their finger on their belly button on the skin, then you can test light, and if they're weak, you go one at a time and test until you find the weak one. Then you hold the weak one and you tap them out. The body will start dealing with that organ. Then you go deep. If they test wrong, you're okay. If they go weak, you go one at a time until you find the 1 or 2 that are weak. Hold them, tap them out, and then the body's going to deal with that.
Why do they have to hold the belly?
That's your central acupuncture meridian energy source. The body's feeding all the energy to the belly button.
Okay.
And so you can do 6 on this side and 6 on that side, and find out what the internal organ structures are giving them a problem.
Mhm.
This is all Neuralink?
This is all Neuralink and stuff. Yeah. And you can, if you're an acupuncturist, you can know all the other points, and you can do it with other points. Like
It's now recording. Here's your Zoom.
Yeah, so you talked to Dr.
That
Taylor?
goes down.
Can we
Light goes,
lower
light zooms
this?
in.
Maybe bring the legs out a bit lower?
I'll talk to him.
That better? You can have that
No.
how you need it.
I need, will this tilt? Yeah, oh, there we go.
That's that little piece I added on there. And then I reheated it.
Oh, yeah, that little brush mix.
That's the first faucet ever I saw that.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's good.
8X.
Still hitting in the back there?
Yes.
Okay. So just relax. Put it back in that corner.
I can help you.
So when you first put this in, what happened?
She's hitting on her,
Second molar?
right second molar.
Y'all ever do that? A little bad cocoa butter on your red paper?
What was that little tip?
Marks it. Put some cocoa butter on this, and it just marks beautifully.
Yeah, this-
One day.
that's a trick I didn't know about. I haven't done that. I should do that.
I can put it on that piece of film.
Paper versus film?
I put it on the film. Put it on. It makes the film mark even better. Want some light? Kind of
Now
like
you're
that.
starting to hit over here. Okay.
Shift it off.
Yeah, still in the back. We're starting to see it all the way down over here, and we're hitting the back, and just a little light stuff in there now.
Yeah, put some cocoa butter on that. Why I got this cocoa stuff on there? It's good on there. It's good cocoa.
And what side was the side that she was high on?
She was hitting the left button.
She was high on her right
Right
side.
side. When we looked at the maximum.
High, excuse me.
Left side.
Button, the left was hitting high.
Yeah.
On the ball there.
What side of your mouth do you like to chew on?
Left.
You do, huh? Let's choose that there. You chew on the left foot more than the right?
I think that's the only side I chew on.
Oh, because you don't have any teeth over there?
No, even when I have teeth,
You still-
I've always chewed on this side.
You always chew on this side. Okay.
Sure, when you call it, you know, having some good
Maybe because
one.
I'm left-handed, I don't know.
Yeah. Still heavy back in these spots here.
You wanna leave her hitting a little, you want, in the softer plants, you wanna leave her equal on both sides as well.
I'm gonna leave it hitting a little heavy on the left side.
How'd you do that?
Like we talked about
Oh,
earlier.
when I was a kid, I was eating a popsicle. You did that.
Oh, I've already played with your scar, huh?
Or you inject it?
Yeah, I got it. I think I probably just put a laser on there or something.
Oh, the NDX?
She remembered, not me.
The scar?
Yeah. Somebody said she was perfect. Ha, she's not perfect. She got a scar right there. So there, you see?
Well, Dr. DeFleece just uses protein with a bunch of other stuff next to it and just paints it on the scars. He says
Not
that
just topical, huh?
it's topical, and he says he gets great results.
Who does that?
Who are you saying does that?
Dr. DeFleece,
In
he's up in
Spokane.
Spokane, yeah.
What does he do?
He's got a liquid formula that he mixes up in jars. It's got protein and several herbs in it. And he just tests everybody, paints their scars and tests them, and they're fine. And gets rid of all the stuff in the scars.
Interferences?
Yeah. It's pretty clean.
Potion is probably a better thing than formula,
It's a
because this is a potion.
It's a potion, yeah. He uses it by the jar. Okay, tap down now. Where's your hip?
Right.
Right. Say right. And you bite. And just relax. it hits real good over here, but she still feels like it hits heavy over here. And so I'm gonna balance this thing, I'm gonna forget what she says about how it hits heavy, because that's a muscle pattern. That might be why she's driving this side up, I don't know, some other different muscle pattern other than chewing. Because this is hitting real heavy over here, but she says that she feels it over here.
What we gonna, you noticed that, what we gonna do because of that? Still adjusting.
And on the aculine, the right side is about 2.5 millimeters high. So we wanted to leave it heavy on the left side, start correcting that, but we're gonna muscle test and see if she likes it that way.
But it's that way you maybe you're jiggling her. Jiggling her mandible?
Even when I'm doing the bite,
Yeah.
but she said, no, when I'm doing the bite, she's hitting heavy over here too.
Oh, I see.
So when she bites down, she feels it here, but when I'm tapping her, she's hitting real good on this side.
So in that case, you keep reducing the right side?
Yeah, I'm going to, just for that.
You want more bicuspid contact there, but
I can get it on this side.
don't have no choice there.
What do you have now?
I think slightly sore in the right.
Might be something like that, but when I tap her like this, it's really heavy there.
Mm-hmm.
When I tap her like this, she's really light on it.
Let's see. Let me see. I can't tell.
Can't tell. She's hitting pretty good down through here,
It's
still
pretty
too
even
heavy
out,
up
that's
there.
fine.
Pretty evening out there, still a little heavy around the back side here.
So you're saying it feels a little different, when you do it versus when she
Yeah.
closes?
I can feel it.
I mean, it feels different to her, right?
Yeah. Feels different to her than when I tap it and when I feel it feel like.
Is that so? Must be. This be your first appliance, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we like you, we're letting some of the shavings from this get in your hair. Which is classy.
Good classy
No
makeup.
charge. Yeah, do it.
Included. Enjoy the appointment. Yeah, it's awful. How's that dandruff from?
That's a lot better. She's still got a knee down here, and now she's hitting really pretty heavy over here and pretty light over here. I'm gonna smooth this a little bit. And then we're gonna muscle test and see if this is close to what she wants to do.
Dandy little,
Mm-hmm.
it's a dandy little polisher right there. I use that same brand, but I don't have the blue one for some reason. I got a yellow, green, and a darker one.
Which one?
Yellow's the real fine one.
Yeah. And the dark green's a coarse one.
Right. And the gray is the medium.
Yeah. I think, well, I've got fine ones too, and I use the fine ones a lot of times to do the final polish on part of plants.
Okay.
Y'all didn't do the heated up step?
Huh?
Y'all didn't do the heated up step?
Not yet.
We thought you were
Oh,
playing
yeah.
with the charge. We thought you were practicing.
Okay. How's it when you bite down there? little heavy on the left, or, no,
No, I don't think so.
pretty even? Put your arm up there, let me see how you are. Go ahead and bite down on it.
And cross your feet, please.
Put your arm up here. I'm gonna push on your arm, you're gonna hold it.
Halfway. Look at that.
I was talking about.
Are the front teeth hitting at all? That's
Bite
curved.
down, yeah.
I don't think, I didn't notice.
Bite down again, put your arm up there. I'm gonna push with the same force I was before. So we're real close to where she's supposed to be.
They're not hitting the front teeth.
They're not supposed to.
But do your arm again with the appliance and.
Glance in, bite down, put your arm up there.
Right, you're right.
Yeah, just up a little bit. Right there. Well, go ahead and hold your arm. I mean, she's really strong. I mean,
Oh,
it
good.
is. Right now, she gets it. Right
Makes me
now.
wanna go and work out.
Yeah.
Goes right in.
There's absolutely no leeway in that arm. It's right there. Okay, so we're really close where she belongs.
Go underneath the protuberance.
Almost right there, real close. I want you to get up, when can I let you get up and walk around for a minute?
Are you checking the bottom of her heels when
Do
you?
they-
No, the ankles, ankle bones.
Oh, you're
Yeah, that's
seeing.
perfect. You
The
did
la-
nothing. Now you don't have
the-
to worry about anything right now.
Yeah.
Just above your
Yeah,
thumb.
just right where the point is.
Okay.
Chiropractors like to check their heels and they push on their shoes. Well, I don't know how they, they push their heels in with an ankle.
Almost.
MDs, a lot of MDs I know that do testing for supplements, they'll lay them flat on the table and they'll have their assistant down here watching their ankles. And they'll be putting supplements on it all. Just watching them go like this, I'll do 50 or 60 supplements one at a time.
And they run that in med school, right?
No, the guys that I know did that got kicked out of the towns they were in by the medical doctors.
What are we needing to do?
Just come down here.
Okay, now she's dead even.
Okay. She's got a little bicuspid contact on the right side. So we want the harder, heavier left so you can pick that away.
Yeah, but she's dead even with her ankles right now. So now relax. And
What's left to do?
just refine it. She walked around.
Uh-oh.
She walked around. Now she's hitting. Now she's moved slightly sideways because she's hitting here where she wasn't hitting before at all.
I see.
And now she's right back on this corner. And last time she wasn't even touching on that corner.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a lot heavier here than she is down through here. And it was pretty even before. So her jaw has shifted sideways just a little bit, and it's changed the bite already. If I ground that out, I don't want to hit him back there, because I want to be able to go in AP. I don't want to be able to go this way and lock things up.
Well, that's much better. Madonna.
And then we're going to get rid of this contact that should develop right here on the right side. You lose that top contact goes over here. Yeah. Just relax. See, now I can just work her jaw real good now. It's
She's
supposed to be-
looser.
Body's willing to
Yeah.
let loose because nothing's hitting too soon.
Yeah, she was very willing before. She wasn't willing like that before.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because your body's too
Is
smart.
everything starting to
Too
lose
smart
up
to do
already?
that if it's
Mhm.
getting too early, so now she should get your body.
Now she's hitting all the way down, but she's still hitting on this corner again, so we're gonna take that out. So she hasn't hit heavy here for years, because she's wearing out a partial, and she doesn't hit on that partial, and she's had no teeth there for a long time, so that's gonna feel good to her muscles.
So medial half of the first molar forward, is that it, Bill?
Yeah, the second molar.
Second molar.
Leave that the second molar up to that bicuspid.
Oh, sorry, no contact behind that. That's that.
Nothing to worry about with the second mower.
It's gone now.
You know, when I went home, I don't know, certain connection, when I went home, I was reading, and I just felt these muscles.
Loosen it up. Fantastic.
I'm wondering if it was from the,
Pretty good.
Or did you walk around?
when I went home after this morning,
Just from this testing, a little bit,
doing
yeah.
the,
We meet in the morning.
I thought it was meeting in the morning.
If you schedule that at 9. 9:30.
9 or 9:30.
Nine.
It's down for night. Well, it's gonna change.
Look, you know, there's nothing in concrete around here, it's whenever you guys wanna meet. 7 o'clock's fine with me.
Do you feel any pressure where the teeth are missing on the gum? When you bite down hard?
none.
Now the only place she's hit real hard is across here, just a little bit, but she's pretty light all across
So
here.
you lighten this darkest
Just-
place up a
Just a little bit, yeah, just a little bit on that place where she's hitting that one just a little too dark and that, but she's not hitting on this back corner. Just gonna lighten that up a little bit. And then, we're gonna let her go for a walk again. Okay, now we're gonna check you with your arms over your head. And go ahead and keep your mouth open.
Okay, sir.
Bite your teeth together. Keep them relaxed. Yeah, see, there's no,
No tension.
nothing like that. They're just floppy no matter what, so she's just about right on.
So it's the same as-
raise the child, listen.
Did you get her up?
Yeah.
I see what you're
Okay, we wanna get her up, we wanna walk around again.
Here's that other plan.
She's got the Zoom.
I wanna walk around, I'm gonna check this again. Then we're gonna put the planks in and check, do that one, see what she likes best.
So you can practice on me and see how my splint is that Jimmy made?
Sure.
Now that my, Tori are growing overnight.
Growing.
No, we went to the,
Oh. Well, if you take those tore out, they just go back.
Yeah.
You know, what about tuberosities up there, you know, used to call them because of, response to stress, anything, I think you take those off, you worry about those?
Not unless we start chewing.
What do you think? I vote for Runar.
yeah, that sounds good. I mean, I sure
Well,
didn't like what I
that's
heard
my
of
opinion,
this
it's what
last
we
week.
think.
About
You
what?
take your finger off and it'll go all the way.
Well, I want to go all the way up.
Start, you push it every time you want to
That's
stop.
about all I have holding my face.
Yeah, I want it right there. Now I'm gonna check her
up.
leg.
Seriously.
Uncross your legs. Give me your hands again. She's walked around, now we're gonna see if she's staying real good. Okay, looks like we're gonna check her ankle.
Go ahead, put your thumbs on the malleoluses. And if the socks confuse you, just have the lines of the socks line up.
Any little dots on it?
You're right on.
Lay down, okay. So
All
now
right,
we did a chiropractic adjustment with the implants. We rotated her hips, lengthened her left leg, leveled her hips with implants.
Without surgery?
No surgery and no chiropractic care.
But unfortunately, insurance doesn't pay for it.
No, insurance does not pay for
Okay.
it. Insurance that's the only thing they'll pay for is a night guard. So we bill them out for a night guard. Maybe,
Metal rods in the back, maybe.
yeah, oh yeah, I had a gal. She was bad, she had colitis, patient of mine, I did a nutritional workup on her years ago, and I said, well, if you will take these supplements and do this and do that, you can give me your colitis in 30 days. She says, but my insurance won't pay for it. So she went to MD and they cut her colon out.
You know,
Since
the
then-
insurance pay.
They pay for it. And since then, she's had 6 surgeries.
You're paying every time though. What are you
Yeah,
worried
every
about?
time.
See, she was right.
She won,
She's
nothing out of
still
pocket.
miserable.
That's it, she
She
won the
won.
game, nothing out of
She
pocket,
won.
minimum out of pocket. Way to go.
Her husband has divorced her.
Her husband won.
Her husband divorced her.
He's the one. Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah. You're not gonna put up all that. I mean, she's sick all the time. And my neighbor.
Oh,
my
now
neighbor-
you, so this feels fine, I like it.
Yeah,
That set you up, right?
I'm not married, I'm not married.
My neighbor's daughter, when she was 18 or 19, was going on a missionary trip to, I think, Africa or South America, and she went to the doctor, and he said she's got colitis, she's got to eat white bread and crackers for 6 months and take antibiotics, and then hopefully we won't have to take her colon out. He came and he said, what do you think? And I said, well, I test her. I said, well, if you'll do these 3 things faithfully, day and night, we'll get rid of her colitis. Well, she's supposed to go on the mission trip in 13 days. I said, well, do it for 12 days and go back to the doctor. So she did it for 12 days.
What'd you do? What do you think?
I don't know. I forget. But she went back in 12 days, and the guy said, well, you don't have colitis. You can go on your mission trip. That's how easy it is if you do it right.
Versus 6 months of white
Versus
bread.
6 months of white bread. And then we're going to take, probably going to take part of your colon. I don't know how ridiculous can it be.
Yeah.
Well, very attention, 5:30, very attention by 6.
You guys have an idea when you'll be done for this evening and then pick up tomorrow?
We have another patient.
2?
Yeah.
Okay,
For today?
we're going to leave you right there
Yeah.
on this one.
Don't we have that young man coming?
Yes, he's going across the hall.
Here you go. Put
And
the
we have
picture.
Flint too.
Yeah.
Y'all have bitten off more than you can chew for one day.
Oh, really? It's not my style, why would you say that?
That's what
My
happens
wife-
when
my
you have
wife
special
says-
attendants doing lab work.
My wife says, don't ever put a quarter in the machine because when you do it, never quits talking. So she's threatened people, never put a quarter in the machine. So that's what I'm talking about, nutrition.
Don't ask him any questions, so just eat your
Yeah.
dinner and go.
And she always tells people, if you're really bad, I'll rent Runar out for a week and you'll get better. And they said, I don't think I could live through it. I don't want to do that. They don't know.
When we were looking at a sheet on the table, in the lab there, would it be ideal that everything was pretty much level and flat everywhere?
Yeah.
Do you ever see any like that?
You see people like that? Oh, yeah. Lots of them. They've got vertical a lot, but most of the people, the axle is off maybe half a millimeter on one side or so. I'd say 70% of the time they've got a vertical, two balancing problem, and the axle is pretty straight. But I've had some with an axle that was sitting like this, and so we made an appliance to level an axle, and then we made a lower appliance to level the lower. And those people, you know, you look at them, they walk in your office and say, well, I don't even want to see you. The girls say, don't, they're crazy, don't treat them. They walk in, they're space cadets, they can't think, they talk crazy, they walk around funny, I mean, and the girls warn you not to treat them. And what happens with those people, as soon as you put appliances in, they get better, and they don't want to pay for them, because they weren't sick, this didn't do anything for them.
We were right, the Dern staff is right, always right.
Yeah. Yeah, but those are the ones that are, but then when they get better, and that's why I take a lot of time with those people and explain what we do ahead of time, a lot of it. And when we're in the office, everything I say, the girls write in the chart. No matter what I'm talking about, they write it in the chart. That's their job.
Yeah, you can't be talking to and pay attention to the patient and be writing things down at the same time.
Girls are supposed to listen and write everything I say down. They spend hours writing on a computer. They probably spend, I got two assistants that work about 7 or 7.5 hours a day. So I'll bet you both of them spend 2.5 to 3 hours writing on the computer. And every spare minute, we're doing crossing patients, and one's doing one, the other one's in there on the computer. All day, writing everything down. And then my girl at the front desk prints all that stuff off so I can see what they wrote at the end of the day. Correct all the mistakes.
You read that?
Make some additions.
I read it. I read that at the end of the day, and then I make all the corrections on it. And then when I come in the morning, I say, we didn't work on 230, it was 219. You know? I
Same
didn't,
dude.
I didn't do this, and we did this, and we're not gonna do this on this side, we do it on the other side.
That way, Trowbridge has that microphone system as well.
You use it?
Mr. Trowbridge, is he down here?
Yes, yes.
For a while, I used to, audio tape I put a recorder in the room and audio tape everything I said to patients and put it in a chart and I go to set. I found out that a lot of times you couldn't understand, what I said.
He has a microphone that comes out of the ceiling right about where the lamp would be.
Will do it?
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
My problem is I'm not standing here all the time, I'm over here and over here, that's the problem. But that would be a good idea.
I think he's too crazy into that kind of stuff, but it is very
Does he
sophisticated
videotape
stuff.
some of
Well,
the interviews?
Yeah.
If you get the board calling you someday, you'll think you're not crazy. Yeah. I got one once.
Give him something to do.
Because I didn't have one x-ray on an ortho patient, so I didn't take a set on a little gal. Her parents were missionaries in Philippine Islands, and they came home and he wasn't working, and people begged me to work on him, and so they came in, they said, we don't want x-rays, and so they signed a big chart, but they didn't want x-rays. And then I pleaded her, and I told them it would take 7 years, and after 4 years, Dad got mad, so it was taking too long, and reported me to the board. And because I didn't have a set, it cost me $50,000. And 3 years of having everything I did in orthodontics, all my cases examined by a board certified orthodontist every 3 months for 3 years.
You were on the radar.
I was on the radar. And then I had a guy from the government, he was worked for the ecology department or something like that. He had a whole mouthful of mercury. Made an appointment, came in, sat down, and he says, what do you think of all these mercury fillings? If you take all those out, what's it going to do for me? Can it make you better? And I figured this guy's wired, he's a government agent. And I said, well, you got a whole mouthful of mercury. Every time you eat that stuff vaporizes in your mouth. And so if I had some mercury vapor, a bottle of mercury, and I vaporize it out in the air, and you guys saw me do that, what would you do? He said, well, we'd arrest you, we'd put you in jail, and we'd find you. I said, okay, cool. Well, I don't want to get caught, so I think I'll just pour it down the sink. Well, if we catch you, we'll find you and put you in jail. Huh. I said, let's see, I can't put it in the water. Can't put it in the air. I think I'll go out and bury it in the ground. I'll dig a hole and I'll just put it in there. Well, he says, if we catch you, you can go to jail. I said, so let's see, you can't put it in the water, the air, or the ground. The only safe place for that mercury is in your mouth. He looked at me and said, that is absolutely stupid. I said, well, you got the mercury, what's it going to do to you? He got up and paid for an exam and walked out. I never got asked about mercury again from anybody.
That's pretty clever.
Well, I'm sure the guy was wired.
Very good.
This was 15 years ago when they were really hot to get rid of it.
Right.
And,
This was when?
well, 15 years ago. That was in about 90, that was in 93, 92 or 93 or 94. And Carlson, we were working together, and he just talked to the Snohomish Dental Society about the evils of mercury the month before, about 3 weeks before.
Oh, yeah, that'll heat things up.
And so one guy called him on the phone and told him they were going to take his license away, but they never did anything. And this guy visited 3 weeks later, and he left, and we never heard another word about anything. So,
What tipped you off that he was wired?
the Lord,
Huh?
the Lord, my spirit. He was a government agency, and I thought, this dude's got to be wired. You know,
Probably what he was
works for the
thinking.
ecology department, you know.
I think I was thinking, and you were picking
Yeah, I
it
was
up.
picking it up, because it just came to me just like that. So I started asking him questions. He jumped out of the chair, paid his bill, and left real quick. But he says, this is the dumbest, that's stupid. He says, this stuff's poison, it's in my mouth, it's vaporizing, that's stupid. He got up and ran out, paid his bill on the way out. I didn't do an exam, I just talked to him. He paid for an exam. So,
Didn't look at his teeth.
I just looked him up to see if he had wall-to-wall mercury.
Didn't mark what was there.
Yeah. So, never got hassled. Haven't used mercury since '74. And, had a weird reaction to taking that stuff out. From nothing to all kinds of weird reactions.
I have a question. So normally you'd see her in a week, right?
Yep.
I mean, you wouldn't see her the next day if you were in the office. I mean, unless she was.
If she's really bad and her testing doesn't come out really good, I'll see her in a day or two. You know, especially if they're from Scrim area. But you know, if they drive 2 or 3 hours to get to me, they don't want to come back in 2 days. I can't hardly get them back in a week.
Well, yeah, and the next day may not be long enough.
The muscles respond. The muscles respond real fast. So if I don't get the response that I really want out of the muscles, then there's something. The appliance isn't right, or there's something else going on. So then I'll see them sooner and try to figure that out.
So is that, you know, the condyle seating up there, you know, as the muscles relax, is part of what's going on?
Condyle loosens, doesn't seat. Condyle moves down and forward and loosens. And so they usually come in, they're open in the back and they're hitting in their cuts with bicuspid. Because the mandible goes like this. It doesn't go like this, if they're right, it goes like this.
When they're relaxing.
So usually when I come back, and I leave a lot of them hitting just in the molar area because they come back and they'll be hitting just in the bi area.
Okay. You wanna stay or you wanna go with Tom? Now,
What?
she's going.
I'm gonna go to the house.
Oh, okay.
And so anybody who wants to come on can come now, or you can wait till the other one is doing. And,
Pardon me?
if you need help getting their bill, and I give you maps,
Right.
you better come.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Don't be mad.
I'm coming.
You see when you buy these, they got the little serrations going this way.
Uh-huh.
You want to buy the kind that have a channel down the middle on the bottom, and then the top one fits into the channel. Then this paper doesn't come out all right.
Oh. I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, if you're gonna get them for checking inclusion, you always want to get them with the channel down the middle. Now she's starting to even out,
Yeah.
and she's hitting heavy over here. So we're gonna,
Which is good, right?
yeah, we're gonna test her for that now. Let's see how she's doing. Okay, go ahead and bite down. Good. Now I want you to bite down and slide forward a little bit. Okay, and relax. Okay, so stand loose. Open and close your mouth. And slide to the left a little bit. Too far, just a little bit.
There.
Yeah. Okay. She picks up an interference when she slides a little bit to the left. Open and close and slide a little bit to the right. Okay. So when she slides to the left, she's got an interference.
And she
Can I-
slid to the left and then she held it there
Yeah,
as you checked
Can
her?
I do
Yeah,
that?
Huh?
With you going your arms back? Okay.
Okay, you wanna do that?
I want to do her arms
Yeah,
back.
right, good.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Right down, right. So, when she slides to the left, she picks up this interference right here, see?
Yeah.
So I'll take that out.
We'd be doing the same thing in heart appliance too.
Yeah, really,
Uh-huh.
hard appliance, final adjustments do a lot of that, all the excursions.
That's what I did. I put one of these so you can do it on the preliminary inspection.
Yeah, bite down, slide a little bit to the left. Okay, now she's good.
Better,
That's
yeah.
what I
This
guess.
is the final,
Yeah.
this is the real articulation, not
You
just
feel
sort
the
of a
tension before
screen.
when it was interfering.
I can feel it right away in my arm.
Okay, so you had her like,
Well, turn like this
okay,
and hold her right down there.
okay,
Okay,
all right,
like this.
and then we went around to the front.
Not by the wrist, huh?
No, you can't go up. You can't go up there. And then when you stand beside her. You want to have your head directly over her head.
Directly over,
Directly over her head.
okay,
Okay,
all right, back down, just straight
And when
down,
when you recheck, you gotta reset it down to here,
Reset.
and then,
okay.
if you only go halfway, you're not gonna see it.
So, down like that, is that good? All right,
Yeah.
The elbow touches the side.
It's not necessarily here. Do you feel tension in the
It's
fascia?
feeling, from up there, you want to look, no, take her appliance out, bite your teeth together. Okay, test her again.
okay, all right.
Reset.
I feel like I'm too close. There's it.
Now, does it feel like she's pulling your arms or just coming to that?
It's tighter on this side. I could see it.
Do you feel like she's
A
pulling
lot
your arms?
tenser. I think she needs to relax because I'm picking up her energy.
Yeah.
You need to
Energy is
Yes,
a big word.
you know when she's, I can feel, take a deep breath.
We can take this off. Because I'm worried about my scarf. Okay, so down like this. Like this. Okay, she's looser. You have trouble now seeing her thumbs. So she's higher up on this side.
Now, she
Yeah.
switched when she put the appliance, we just put the appliance in.
Oh,
So she switched from the bike to the appliance.
okay. All right.
You gotta do a lot of these and you get the feel, you're not looking at what they end up here, you're feeling the tension in the two arms. Most of the time, after you do it a lot, you'll need blood. You just pull back and you know what's going on with the muscles. But you're relaxed, and you gotta be relaxed, and they're relaxed, and you're just feeling. And, let's,
She did after she took off the scarf.
she did okay.
She
now.
did better.
Muscle tester this way.
Okay.
Just muscle tester there.
Okay. All right. Right.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Muscle tester again.
Okay.
Geopathic strength.
Okay, now put your arm down. Now, high energy people can test. Negative, low energy people can't test. Anybody, especially this. You gotta be a pretty high energy, settled person. Okay, put your arm back up. Test her.
Okay.
Okay. And hold it,
Okay.
nice and strong. Okay. Test her again now.
All right.
She nice and strong.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the change? Can you feel the change?
Yes.
Okay, we cleared out the geopathic stress that you get from microwave currents and TV currents and ley lines and the earth and all that. So your brain has a chance now of healing your body a lot better.
That's great. I want mine.
See, right in there, all that area, I could feel like my head was splitting in half.
Yeah.
Relaxed.
When was that?
Last 2-3 months, I'd get so tense, I could feel almost like, the brain was parting in half. I thought I had a brain tumor. I was getting ready to go to the neurologist.
Oh, have a scan or something?
And it was just, I started pressure pointing, and it started relaxing, so I would just start pressure pointing the rest of it, and that's when I realized maybe it's the teeth.
I see.
So you're doing those Bob Walker
Releasing
releases?
all the sutures on her.
Yeah.
Okay. And open.
Sphenoid? No, that's
Zygote
Zygote.
to the front. And then you go in here, you find the notch.
Mhm.
Find the notch right there.
Mhm.
Put your thumb on there, and you push on the orbit with your thumb.
Mhm.
Then you move this thumb where this one is, and you go back here, push back like that, okay?
Mhm.
Then you go down here, push like that,
Mhm.
okay? Then you do the same thing on the other side. You put your finger up here
Okay, yeah.
in the notch,
Mhm.
and you hold it, push that, push that,
Mhm.
push that. And then here's where your ear, right through here,
Mhm.
go right through here, you're holding that, you're pushing that. Okay, then the mastoids are right back here, you can feel the mastoid.
Mhm.
Put your thumbs on the mastoid, your fingers here, and then you push in and back on the mastoid, and then you release it. You release it. And then you go in the mouth, and you go back where between the first and second molar, palatal, that suture there, and that one there. And then you go up here. Why don't you take your appliance out too? We'll do that one. And you do the mid palatal right here.
Mhm.
Okay? And now that kind of loosens everything up. Maxilla like this. Palatines like this. Maxilla like this. The palatines like that. And then you go through, and I do this for most of the TMJ patients. You hold their frontal and their back, and you say, take a deep breath, and you push, and then take your breath out, and you squeeze the parietal. Big breath in, and you squeeze the parietal. And one more big breath in, squeeze the parietal. Then you take the mastoids, put your fingers on the mastoids so you push them back in and out, right here on the tips. Take a big breath in, like that, then out, and then you just roll your fingers. So you get the inside of the head back in, and you
Show that motion again, yeah.
you're pushing in and back and up with the mastoids, and then when they breathe out, you just roll your wrist. It's right at the
Exhale.
base, the roll of the wrist, or right at the base of the head, you roll the base of the head in.
Okay, so,
So,
Can you move my hair?
yeah, so, okay. So here's the tip, here's the tip of the mastoid right there, so I got my finger right there, so I'm pushing, pushing back and in and up. And then when she breathes out, I got my fingers down here, she breathes out, then I just release those and go up like that, just with my wrist. In, and out.
oh, I see, okay. You're doing this
Yeah.
cradle
Yeah.
motion.
Show me on this side.
Yeah, you got the tip of the mastoid here.
So
Okay,
in is this
It's
way.
it's going in and up here, and then right up here is the base of the skin. Then when she breathes out, you just let your wrist roll.
Inhale is backward, toward you,
Inhale, just
Inhale
pushing on
toward
the
you.
mastoids. Exhale, you let them go.
forward.
Yeah.
Inhales
Inhale,
toward you,
yeah.
forwards away from you.
That's, okay, yeah, that's flexion, extension, flexion, extension.
Flexion, extension, right?
Flexion, extension.
Inhale,
flexion,
exhale,
extension, yeah,
okay.
right. And then you take that, and you're gonna hold right there. Put your hand right here on the frontal. And you take a big breath in. You're holding this steady, and then you just rotate. You're holding this one steady, then you're just flexing the head, breathe out. Big breath in. Breathe out. Okay. Big breath in. Breathe out. Okay. Then you do the other side. And you're just holding there, and you breathe in. Down. And breathe in. And out. And breathe in. And out. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the maxilla. The maxilla, when they breathe in, the maxilla flexes out, palatine flexes in. okay? And so you can put your fingers in here, if you can get it in your mouth. You put your fingers on her second molars and your fingers here. You say breathe in, and you rotate your wrist. Breathe out, and you just rotate your wrist. Breathe in and out, and breathe in and out. Maxilla's going out and in. Palatines are going just the opposite.
Like this.
Yeah, just hold them there. You're just taking the arch and going like that, and you're loosening up the whole arch. Okay. Then you can. First we did, we massaged mid-palatine suture to loosen it up, and the maxillary suture and the palatine suture. Now you're on the pterygoid process right here. When you breathe in, it's supposed to go back a little ways, and breathe out. And you feel it right there. Now, if you feel in her mouth, I can't feel it here hardly, but I feel it real prominent here. So the sphenoid is rocked just a little bit like this. Okay? And it's probably rocked a little high on this side. And she's up on this side, right?
Right.
Okay. So I'm pushing on that when she breathes in. So it's going to rock back a ways. And then I'm out. And I'm pushing on that, and it's going to rock back a ways. And out. And rock back a ways one more time.
You feel it move?
Yeah, I feel it move. And a lot of times the mastoids are so
Painful.
locked up you can't even feel them. And you do that a few times, then pretty soon you just feel those things go, you know. This kind of stuff just helps when you get the appliance in, just helps everything start correcting a lot better. Loosen up the sutures, everything starts getting mobile, you know. And now, you go right back, here's the notches, and you go right back here to the sphenoid suture here, you know, and then you go to the maxilla, okay? You have to take a big, deep breath in, and then breathe out, and you pull down on the maxilla. The motion is exhaling. Inhale, big breath, and exhale. That's down, okay? Now you're gonna grab it, inhale, and exhale. Then you pull straight forward. Straight forward. Inhale, and let out, and straight forward. Okay? Then you go up right up here. Notches. Do the same thing again. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Back.
Are you putting more pressure like on her right
I'm
side?
just stabilizing her here. Now watch the front of her mouth. Now I'm going to see if her maxilla is nice and loose now. So inhale. See it move? Exhale. Okay, so it moves better to the left than the right. Okay, so now we're going to have you inhale. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Let it out. Oh, did you see that move? When she let her breath out, it was locked, and all of a sudden it just went pop.
Yeah.
Now we want to open this face up down here and get this maxilla down here. So now we're going to go in here, and she's going to take a big breath in, and I'm just going to take, and I'm going to do a 30-degree angle to the second molar here. I'm going to hold her steady right up here, and let your breath out. Okay, good. Big breath in. Let your breath out. Big breath in. Let your breath out. I can feel the thing move. Moves like a quarter of an inch. Big breath in. Okay. Big breath in. And let it out. You see her teeth rock like that? Okay, now we gotta put, is your appliance in?
Yeah, check the bite now.
Okay, now I gotta check the bite. Now you gotta really check. Now I tell them after I do that, don't let your teeth touch till I check your bite. Don't let your teeth touch till I check it. And then relax. And relax. hitting this point real hard again. I had that totally out of there, and she's hitting real hard back here now. She was real light and even here. Now she's hitting real heavy here and real heavy here again. Okay?
So the posterior maxilla came down.
Yeah, posterior came down. 'Cause, when I checked her before, last time I checked her before I did that, there was nothing here. Just real light across here. There was nothing back here. Yeah.
So one of the last things you did there was that interference when she moved to the left, and you cleared that out.
I cleared that out. Cleared that out. If we mounted her on the Acculiner again, if we took another impression right now and mounted her on the Acculiner, half or 3/4 of this is
Drop
gone.
would be gone. Yeah.
Already?
Pretty sure. Yeah. I've been wrong before, but I'll bet that's pretty close.
Well, when she puts her teeth together with her plants out, it'd be interesting to see what she feels.
It'll stay. If we got her a level now, it'll stay down there. Won't go back up.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. If she wears her
But
appliance all the time.
I bet she'll be able to notice the difference in the way her bite is too.
Oh, without the appliance,
Yeah.
she definitely will be able to know how her bite is. Now it's real light there. Real light there. See, she's still got this, I took a lot out of there and that's still there, so she came down quite a ways on that side.
Now you had her trying to, free up her her maxilla to roll to the right.
Yeah.
You had her hold her breath longer.
Yeah, you have her take, you see which way she rotates. If
Mhm.
she's stuck on one side. You
Mhm.
have her take a breath in, you roll to the other side, then big breath, because the motion is when they exhale.
Mhm.
So now then you put pressure to the right and let them exhale and see it just fall away.
Right, but you had them exhale later.
Yeah, she held it for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I tested her this way, then I rotated back, put pressure on the system, then exhale. And then it just releases. It releases on the exhale,
Right.
not the inhale. Now, all
Right.
these other ones will release on the inhale. You breathe in, these go in, you breathe out, they go out. You breathe in, these go like this, you breathe out, they go like that.
Oh, so it's only the maxilla
That's the one,
that
that's the one,
releases
that's
on the
one,
out.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, maxilla, all the others you do it on the, like maxilla, when they inhale, the maxilla opens, so you
Yeah,
put
yeah,
pressure
yeah,
on the
yeah,
opening.
yeah.
When they inhale, the postpalatals rotate in, so
Oh.
that's on the inhale, and then they go back on the exhale.
Mm.
And when they inhale, the zygoma is sitting here like this, and it rocks back like this. This thing rocks back, and these things rock out. This thing rocks back, and these rock out, and then the palatals rock in, because that's where,
Right.
that's where your pressure's going, see?
Yeah.
So if you want to loosen that up, you do it on the inhale.
All the other bones you loosen on the inhale.
Everything, but the maxilla you do on the exhale,
Gotta make a mental switch here.
yeah. And it's hard to remember that, because you want to do everything on the inhale.
On the exhale.
On the-
You wanna do everything
everything
on
on the inhale.
I used to do everything on the exhale.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So now the only thing that's done
Well-
on the exhale is the maxilla.
yeah, you want to loosen them up,
Okay.
yeah, because you inhale, you want to create the motion, then you let them exhale.
So
And you run your hand across their cranium here. If there's a great big groove in here, they're in extension, they're in flexion across there.
Right,
If they got a
right,
point
right,
there, they're extended and they're locked in extension.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I find most of the time, when these patients have had these muscle problems forever, they come in and it's like a peak.
Yeah.
You just roll over and out forever, you know?
So when they inhale, you want to press down.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, where's the hit when you bite now?
I think the left side,
Good.
back.
Back.
Right, yes.
A little heavier than the right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Just relax. Just relax. Yeah, okay. Good. Yeah, that's that spot there that she was, on the left lateral, she was working on. Okay. And relax. Now, I want you to bite down lightly and tell me where it hit.
These two.
Just that too.
Mhm.
Just your top two.
Mm-hmm.
That's not where you were hitting before though, before all this started?
No, she was hitting on her bicuspid over here when we
Mhm.
started, just that, just the bite. Now she just sits here, so her jaw has now come forward to where it wants to be.
Mhm.
So
And
now
then a
we-
little lower maybe on that side.
Yeah, down a little bit on that side. And now you're in good shape. You have to wear that all the time. Does that feel good when you bite on
You
this?
still hitting heavy on the front tooth?
Not now.
She's got her plants out.
Got the
It
appliance?
feels good. And the only thing is this partial needs to, is it going to affect anything? Because he needs to have it, it needs to be adjusted.
Well, he has to adjust it next week.
My
Oh, your
partial.
partial? Yeah.
Because I had to pull it out the last couple of days because it's digging into my,
You got a safety net, you put this one in.
okay,
Yeah, you can wear either one you want.
okay.
Okay, but you can't eat with them.
I was pulling my partial out to eat because it would hurt.
Yeah, yeah. But these are too soft, you can't eat with them.
Okay.
Okay, but you put them in the rest of the time.
So this doesn't go over partial, right? This is.
This one's
made-
over a partial, and this one's without it. This is over the top, and this is without it. But she's got two appliances.
Okay,
Both got her balanced.
okay.
Let's take this one out and take your partial out. And put the other one in.
Can you taste anything?
You don't, these things you don't
No,
taste.
no.
You start doing it with the orthodontic acrylic, or you start putting composite on top, they get a little taste for a while.
It feels like the mouth guard for sports, you know, that
Yeah.
same thing.
Just relax. And relax. Yeah, she's okay here. A little heavy on this corner is all down. Just a little bit. Now, I'm gonna go back and put this on the model and smooth it up for her. You can wear that one for a minute.
So do you feel anything in your body now with your, since the appliance got
Just real
adjusted?
relaxed. When they were doing the arms, I always had a stiffness in the shoulder and it just real relaxed. But I did feel when I went home, I was reading, I just felt a release in the muscles. My bones here always pop. I just felt a release right in here. Oh.
That's just from this morning, but what about this afternoon during
No,
this
right
time
now,
when we just?
I can't tell anything.
Mind if I check your arm?
There's a lot of stuff on your tape.
You have to turn your hand.
I'm gonna turn my hand. I'm gonna turn my hands this way, like this.
Like this. There you go. Where are you?
There you go. Your thumb is across
My
there.
thumb's across there, okay, okay. Thank you. Is that about right?
Remember to keep your head,
Go ahead, you got it.
keep your head right
Over me,
straight so
yeah.
the energy and
Yeah, okay.
just bring it up.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
What's he doing now? Is he making adjustments in it, or?
I don't know where to go.
He's smoothing out. Oh. Like this, right.
Point the thumb down. Left your elbow, it's better. Yeah, be soft. Yeah. When you do this part, what are you checking?
the temporal.
Temporal wall?
Yeah, go on then.
You're checking the temporal wall?
Shoot you around.
You know, and since he did all this, it
Suture
feels a
already.
lot stronger.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Suture everything.
Suck it up.
All these programs, temporary
This is
shoot,
all,
temporary
these are
shoot
Brendan
your
Stack's,
Mhm.
grind programs.
Brendan
This is,
Stacks?
yeah, this is,
The
this is the one that
bite
for
program,
fun, yeah, fun.
temporary bone, temporary muscle
Oh, yeah.
contraction, and the future.
You still lecturing?
How about here? Because I would always get a pain right in
Yeah,
here.
this is the
Right,
must pointer.
right there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of people.
When did you take the parodontics?
Hmm? I took it, 3 or 4 years ago, yeah. Yeah, the first time I took it, it's like, it's like studying Greek.
The scar.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then?
And
And
then
then
here.
Wow, this is big.
Mm.
Post the
Yeah,
program.
I use Rose Neerman's form because
Yeah,
they
have to
generate
Do something for the scar.
This is nice,
Well,
but you
Dr.
know, you're
Valero.
gonna have to have a hard time dictating,
I'm losing
Did you
energy.
upgrade her thing to the latest?
Losing it.
yeah.
You did?
Mhm.
The
I
black,
negotiated a deal with her.
black, energy black.
I
Uh-huh.
said I got cash flow challenges and this
Okay,
and that.
what?
So
Put
I
this
said I
in,
got cash
run
flow
your tongue around
challenges
until it
and
gets
I
smooth.
asked her for 90 days sales cash. So they went for it.
Smooth? Okay, because if it's not smooth, your tongue will get sore.
Well, then in here,
A little rough in there,
on the inside.
when you rub your tongue around it?
Mhm.
So you have to make up your own narratives, your own,
If you use this form, but if you use Rose Neerman's form, you just button and.
How about the other
new
was
one
it,
is,
was it smooth enough for you?
Yes,
Custom
this,
means that you
the new
can-
one
you
is
can
very
add
smooth.
whatever
It's
you
the other
want.
one where he had to
Paste it on.
Just a lot.
adjust a lot more.
did you have one do
Rough
that?
on the
Or
inside.
did you just-
No, I wanted to do that, and I think it's important, and also you can post the questionnaires on the website and let the patients download it.
Do you do that?
Now I have that capability, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. It takes time to implement all of this stuff, yeah.
So it was like 2,000 upgraded?
I think so, I think, yeah, I think if you divide it into 3 installments, like $700 a month, and that's much more doable. A lot of these people, they wanna make their sales quota and they say, you're in sales quota, and you say, okay.
Yeah, they were badgering me at the
I
end of
know,
the year.
I know.
Mhm.
And so I said, you know, okay, I'll do it if you give me 3 months to pay for it.
So have you got the new software yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you,
I haven't installed it.
the other, oh, yeah, you still.
So you bought the custom one then?
Yeah, smooth it out,
But
feels pretty good.
I think it's worth it.
Is the other one? feel
Especially
good?
if the
The
patient
other
can
one's
just
perfect.
download it.
But the thing is, you can wear either one. Did she, you know,
Your
reason I
choice.
didn't download it,
Now
I
I'll
couldn't
sleep
find
with-
anywhere
it's
on the
24/7.
website.
You have to eat, you can't wear
Demo to
the-
see whether-
I can wear this during the day and put this one in at night, so I can remove
You can wear it reverse and whatever you wanna do, yeah.
Okay.
You know, if I have to pay for
Thank
it.
you very
And then
much.
we'll see what happens to you.
But
But your legs are the same
I,
length now,
I
you're
read one of the
strong.
things a couple of years ago, I
Have you
never-
just-
I'd
be interested in your
workout.
workout. She can work out, she go work out tomorrow or whenever, and can she work out tomorrow?
I wanted to change it so
I
much.
will try it out.
Yeah, try it out.
You need a special girl.
So without,
Yeah.
seeing,
We'll take this
seeing
off
a
and let you
demo,
stand
I'd
up.
like to do it.
Kid one.
She can stand up. And just look at me here, just stand here, put your foot over there, just stand here and look at me. Put your hair back. Just look straight, straight ahead.
Send you in front of the window.
Straight ahead. Take a look at it.
Send you in front of the window.
I'm looking here, now, the pupils are pretty good, the shoulders are
Are they
just
even?
slightly, just barely up on the left side, maybe? Just a
Not
tiny
much.
bit, not much. Belt's even.
She got just a tiny bit of roll to the right still. Remember, she was rolled pretty good to the right, just a slight roll to the right.
But she has some leveling to do.
Yeah,
She still has a little bit of.
well, that's in her left line muscle, but that'll, yeah, when she comes back, that'll.
Yeah, I know,
be gone.
but
Yeah,
she has some
that's muscle, that's all muscle.
baby steps to go.
Yeah, but I think she's good, she's changed a lot.
Yeah, her head's to the right and her left shoulder's low.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah. But she's a lot better than she was.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now we gotta know how she feels. We need a report from the boss man here. So-
You'll have it. Next week we'll do it. I'll have Donna call you the first of the week.
Okay.
If it fits with your schedule to come out in the afternoon. Check it out.
I'll be free all next, whenever you need me.
Okay.
She needs old box to keep those in if you can find it.
Oh, yeah, the box.
Nice to have a little box for it. If you have any animals,
A dog.
okay.
They love to
Your
chew.
dog will hunt it down and chew it up.
Oh, not
First
inside.
Huh?
Not,
Not an
he's
inside
an outdoor
dog?
dog.
Okay, I'll do it up. Okay, any indoor dog or dog that.
Patio
Yeah,
table.
yeah.
No.
And you don't ever leave
Either
it on
part.
the table or put it in your pocket, cause some kind soul will wrap it in a napkin and throw it away for you.
Mhm.
And they have little legs, they just run away.
I carry a little container
Yeah.
when I pull this bottom one out.
Okay.
Like this, something like this.
Like that.
Yeah, like
You,
that.
you, you
I got
got one.
mine in my mouth.
You got one of those too?
He did,
Yes.
he did it for me, that's why.
There you go. But we all carry around our little
Yeah,
container.
Absolutely. Very good, we are very good patients.
Well, thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot. Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks from all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you, bye-bye. Okay, we're.
He said, I'm learning more today than I came here to do, you know, and he was real happy. But he was open, but he's a renegade, and, you know, the other representatives don't wanna talk to him. He's over from Wenatchee somewhere, over in the east of the mountains. And, so,
How does that line up on the table?
No, what you're doing is you're looking to see which of these occlusal tables leans more inward. In other words, which occlusal table leans more this way. Okay.
One of them has a.
And you're looking to see also which one of these palatal slopes is steeper. Okay. And you can also muscle test them. To me, this looks
Yeah.
steeper.
well, I look at the occlusal plane right here.
Right.
And this one's rotated out, so that's gotta be rotated out, you know?
This is also another good way to look at it is look at the lower calf. The lower calf will give you a pretty good indication that you have an arch like that, and one will come in like this, one will go out like that. This will always be the internally rotated side, because the maxilla now can't sit this way. You know what I'm saying? Now the
So yeah, the
mandible,
maxilla has to
mandibles,
follow the
yeah,
lower one.
yeah.
Vice versa.
So you don't have a nice symmetrical U-shaped arch. You have a arch that goes like this and an arch that goes like this.
And that's because the kid slept on his side, they give you a flat to his face, flat to his jaw.
Oh, he favored one side over the
Yeah,
other.
you see him, and they got a short jaw here and a big long jaw flaring out over here. He slept on that, he slept on his leg, his hand under his pillow when he was a kid.
I've also heard osteopaths say that when the baby is born, coming through the birth canal, you go through like the way bullets spin. You know, there's a certain spiral motion that you come through. You don't come straight out. So that could cause the cranial bone to come out distorted, and then the suture becomes overlapped. And when they come out, for whatever reason, it doesn't come all the way symmetrical.
That's why all newborns ought to go to the cranial
Yeah,
and have the
yeah,
head straightened
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
And that's really,
Axis can be off that at that time too, no?
yeah, and that's the origin of the malocclusion if it didn't get picked up at that time. Yeah, because
Where'd you hear this? I'm confused.
I learned this at a Cranial Academy workshop. They have a
Back in the
Cranial
70s or
Academy.
80s?
No, Cranial Academy is an organization of osteopaths, cranially oriented osteopaths. They run a week-long workshop every year in June. And they teach you how to feel the cranial motion.
Cranial rhythm.
Yeah. And they teach a very good embryology course.
How do you find out about them?
You just look up Cranial Academy. Cranial Academy.
You thought this was the last course you're gonna need, didn't you, John?
Yeah.
There's always a wider horizon, sorry.
But there aren't
It's
any
been,
dentists teaching this.
there's a study group in Chicago, but you need to have the Cranial Academy background before you would know what they're talking about. I mean, it's sort of like not taking chirodontics and not knowing Aculiner and come to the seminar, and then you don't know, you don't have as many of the vocabulary necessary
You
to
can take
connect the dots.
So he just heat it in there and close it up if you want to.
Can you ever add to it? Can you heat it
You're
up?
gonna, he's gonna go into heart of flash real fast, so I wouldn't worry about it. You know, I know he's gotta go into a heart of flash.
Yeah, I think his left side is being rotated. Yeah, let me check it for a second.